It's almost Halloween, Nova. Are you excited?
Hello, what now?
Halloween. We just talked about it a couple of days ago.
Not ringing a bell, big guy. Was I watching something on TV? Sometimes I get lost in TV land.
No, we were out in the backyard.
Huh. Was it near dinner time?
No,
Lunch?
no.
Breakfast? Second breakfast? Had I eaten in the past, say, 37 minutes?
Probably not.
Then my mind was likely on food.
Well, Halloween involves food. It's where kids dress up in costumes and go trick-or-treating for candy.
You had me at candy.
That's literally the last thing I said.
I know. It was mostly white noise up until that point. So, what is this trick-or-treating thing of which you speak? I am intrigued.
Well, the history of Halloween is pretty interesting. There are a lot of possible origins, from Celtic harvest festivals to the Christian celebration of All Hallows Eve. You see, tradition stated that the souls of the recently departed would wander the earth until All Saints' Day, November 1st. And All Hallows Eve, which is October 31st, would provide one last chance for the dead to gain vengeance upon their enemies before moving on to the next world. And in order to avoid being recognized by any soul that might be seeking vengeance, people would wear masks or costumes to disguise their identities.
That sounds absolutely horrifying. And this whole souls seeking vengeance on the living nightmare scenario has now evolved into little kids dressing up like SpongeBob SquarePants in order to get a fun-sized pack of Skittles?
Yeah, pretty much.
Cool! Where do I sign up?
You want to dress up for Halloween?
If parading around the neighborhood for a couple of hours in a goofy outfit will get me a bag full of candy, I'm there in a heartbeat, big guy.
Yeah, sorry, this was the only thing they had left that would fit you.
Are you kidding? Don't apologize. I look amazing. I'm a race car. Vroom, vroom, vroom. So, this thing doesn't come with anti-lock brakes, does it?
I figured since you were supplying your own sound effects that you'd realize the brakes were your responsibility as well.
No airbags either?
Just the one wearing the costume. Okay, remember what we talked about.
Don't worry, big guy. I got this. Trick or treat, smell my feet, give me something good to eat. If you don't, I don't care, I'll pull down your underwear. Well, that was easy. She must have been one of those Celtics you were talking about earlier. Or maybe she wasn't wearing any underwear. Or perhaps she was aware of my species' tendency towards rather robust odoriferous emanations. In other words, foxes can be rather stinky companions at times.
Yes, I am aware of that.
Well, I think that was a very successful session.
Yeah, I'm gonna go apologize to Mrs. Milner again.
Can we head over to the neighborhoods on the other side of the lake when you get back?
I think you've caused enough heart issues for one evening.
It's Halloween. People shouldn't be answering the door if they aren't prepared for what might await them on the other side.
Nobody is prepared for you, Nova.
I'm gonna start working on next year's costume ideas. I'm thinking monster truck. That way we can continue with the vehicle theme, but make it even more Halloween appropriate. It was a dark and stormy night, as opposed to the bright and sunny nights most of us are used to. A young man was walking home down a deserted street. Okay, if the guy's on a deserted street, doesn't that by definition make it not deserted?
How about you just tell the story, Nova?
Sorry, you're right. It's hardly a scary story if I'm interrupting myself at the end of each sentence. Anyway, it was a dark and stormy night. A young man was walking home down a deserted street. As he passed by the gates of a small cemetery, he got a gut feeling. A feeling of which he could not let go. A feeling that he was being followed. At once, he heard a bump behind him. Startled, he picked up his pace. Another bump. He increased his pace once again. Bump. 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 Yet again he increased his pace, but the bumping behind him continued, getting louder and closer. Bump. 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 Finally, unable to ignore the sound any longer, the young man turned around. Terror-stricken, he saw a coffin standing on its end, seemingly walking itself down the road from side to side. Bump. 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 He started running for his life faster and faster, but the coffin only kept on coming, increasing its pace to match his. Bump. 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 As the man became tired from the running, the coffin drew closer. Grabbing a large metal trash can as he passed by, the man hurled it at the coffin. Unfazed, the coffin kept coming, getting closer still. Bump. 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 The young man finally arrived home. As he ran into his yard, he noticed the axe resting against the side of the house next to the woodpile. He grabbed it and flung it at the coffin, but it simply bounced off. The coffin continued to follow him. Bump. 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 The man fled up the stairs of his front porch and into his house, slamming the door behind him. But the coffin crashed right through the front door like it was nothing, following the man into his house. Bump. 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 The man scrambled up the stairs and grabbed his shotgun, firing at the coffin as it made its way through the house. Even the gun failed to slow it down as it continued into the upstairs hallway. Bump. 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 In desperation, the man ran into the bathroom, closed the door, and backed in as far as he could go. As expected, the coffin simply broke down the door. But the man would not give up. He reached into the medicine cabinet and grabbed a bottle of cough syrup, flinging it with all his might at the coffin. The glass bottle shattered as it collided with the coffin, covering it with cough syrup. And the coffin stopped. Happy Halloween, everyone! Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Subscribing isn't scary, it's easy. There should be a big old button down there for you. Just one click is all it takes. And it'll go a long way towards helping me make more videos to entertain you with. Oh, and if you could get 1,000 of your friends to subscribe while you're at it, that would help even more. See you next time.